The parents have 6 children together.
I guess she didn't want me to see her, get dropped off by her boyfriend. My children's mother actually is the one, the person that called the CPS. Cindy's unemployed right now, so I mean, I think that's a big reason why she wants me to cover every cost.
Your Honor, we're here on a motion to modify, support, and confirm arrears, as well as a petition to establish the parent-child relationship and in suit affecting the parent-child relationship. The parents have 6 children together. The prior order addressed the 3 older children, and so what we're trying to do today is to add the 3 younger children. The child Nicola has a invalid acknowledgement of paternity, and I do believe we have positive DNA reflecting that Mr. Mendez is the father of Onyx and Zion. And so we are requesting to add them to the case, and we do have an agreement on a couple other terms that I could read out into the record.
Very well.
Let's see. The parents, Mr. Mendez has $0 in child support arrears as of September 13th, 2023. There are no medical support arrears or dental support arrears for Mr. Mendez as well. We are not requesting any retroactive medical or dental support. However, retroactive child support is contested. Mr. Mendez has agreed that his monthly gross income is $2,773.33, and that he has no other children. However, the amount of child support and medical support is contested. Neither parent has access to private health insurance at a reasonable cost, so Ms. Tobar will enroll or keep the children enrolled in a government insurance coverage, and Mr. Mendez will pay court costs as billed through Dallas County. There's not an agreement on conservatorship, sole versus joint conservatorship. However, the parties do agree that Ms. Tobar will designate the children's primary residence without a geographic restriction. Just briefly, the contested issues are conservatorship, retroactive child support, current child and current medical support, visitation, and family violence and a non-disclosure. So the state calls the mother Ms. Tobar. Will you state your name?
The Tobar.
And will you please state the names of the children in this case?
Yes, it's Matthew Mendes, Anu Mendez, Nicola Mendez, Ela Mendez, Onyx Mendez, and Zion Mendez.
And did you hear the agreements I just read out into the record?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you still in agreement with all of those terms?
I'm not sure if we as far as the family violence, I would like for him and
we'll get into that. I just want to know if you're in agreement with the terms I read out as agreed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so has there been family violence in the last 2 years between you and Mr. Mendez?
I had to call the police on him back in March. So yes, ma'am.
And that was March of 2023?
March of 2023.
And what happened between you and Mr. Mendez at that point?
Yes, ma'am. He was dropping off the children, and I was on my way back from the store, and he refused to drop off the kids and leave. And as soon as I got there, my children were outside. My daughter had called me saying that he didn't want to leave. She was having like an anxiety attack. My son was outside, and as I was being dropped off, he started yelling and cursing and saying profanity, bad things about me in front of my children. And I asked him, he was carrying my one of the twins, and I asked him to give him to me, and he refused until he finally gave me the twin. So we're all shaken up on that. So I called the police on him just to get that on record, just in case if he was to show up and cause another scene.
And did they arrest him at that time?
No, he had left before the police got there.
May I contest that?
It's not your turn, sir. You'll get a chance in a few minutes.
Sounds good, sir. Thank you.
So Ms. Tobar, you said he was gone. Do you know if they arrested him at a later point?
No, they had to call them if he was to show up, since he didn't have any visitation rights. He would get arrested he would get a ticket for trespassing, and if he showed up again, then he would have got arrested.
And so just so I have it straight, you were at the store when he was at your residence trying to drop off the kids. Was there an adult at the home whenever he was trying to drop off the children?
No, ma'am.
And how old are the children?
15, 12, 9, 5, and then my 2-year-old twins. So there were one at the time.
Okay. And Has there been any physical violence in the last 2 years between you and Mr. Mendez?
No, ma'am.
Has there ever been a protective order or restraining order saying he cannot be around you or the children?
I'm not sure if that's noted on April of 2017. He has an assault against me, but I'm not sure if that was noted on that case.
And
But
has
not-
CPS ever been involved between you and Mr. Mendez and these children?
Yeah, yes, the CPS was involved because he has a open case in Dallas with a minor. So CPS did contacted me a few weeks ago, and they came over to my house to check on the kids. So that's the only time that CPS was involved because of his open case.
Okay. And you said it was regarding a minor, so it's not one of your children?
No, ma'am. Is an unknown child in Dallas.
Whenever you and Mr. Mendez do have contact with each other, does it escalate and get aggressive?
Sometimes it does, ma'am. Recently, I've chosen to stay in the house whenever he does pick them up or drop them off, so we don't have any type of contact.
And are you living in the DFW area, or do you live in a different area?
I live in a different area. I live in Hayes County in Buda, Texas.
And do you think that you and Mr. Mendez can co-parent together, or are you requesting to be a sole managing conservator?
I'm requesting to be the sole
And do you
conservatorship.
believe that's in your children's best interest?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you requesting a non-disclosure of your information?
Yes, ma'am.
And if the court grants a non-disclosure, would you be willing to communicate with Mr. Mendez through an app called App Close?
Yes, ma'am. That's the app I want to communicate with him.
Okay. And what kind of visitation are you requesting the court order for Mr. Mendez?
I would like for us to have a hold on the visitation until his case is closed with the CPS, because it involves a minor, and all my children are minor, and I have 2 girls. So until that, I would like for that to be closed. And if everything is cleared on his side, he could have visitations. I believe since he lives in Dallas, it would be 1 weekend out of the month, and I'm okay with that.
And has CPS given you any indication of when the case might be resolved?
No, ma'am, but I do have the case number.
Okay, and so until that CPS case is resolved, you're wanting no visitation. And then once that's resolved, you're okay with Mr. Mendez having the standard visitation of 1 weekend per month?
Yes, ma'am. And also, I'm not sure if because he calls the kids often, and sometimes I'm out and about with the kids, or we're in having some type of event or just together, and he tends to call very often. I wanted to see if we could have some type of schedule on a call, because sometimes the kids are busy or playing and they don't answer his calls, and he gets upset. He starts calling the other child. So I want to see if we get a scheduled call for him. We can have a set scheduled call, like your dad's going to call you on Tuesday at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m.
And so what date and time would you suggest?
Correct. So if you could call them maybe Friday at 7 p.m. every Friday at 7 p.m. I think that would be great. And that way the kids don't feel pressure to call or to answer. I'm sorry.
Okay, and would you want Mr. Mendez to initiate that phone call at 7 p.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
Or for the kids, you to facilitate that phone call?
He could give them a call.
And did they have cell phones? How has he been contacting them before?
Yes. Mhm. The 2 oldest ones, the 15-year-old and the 12-year-old, they both have cell phones, and he has their phone number.
Okay, so potentially he could call one of their phones, they would answer, and then he can talk to all of the children through one of their phones.
Yes, ma'am. And I'll be sure to have them all together at that time.
Okay, and are you wanting the exchange location for the children if Mr. Mendez is granted visitation to be at the Buda police station? And so moving into the child and the medical support, the state's requesting that Mr. Mendez pay medical support of $250 per month beginning October 1st, 2023. Do you agree with that amount? And we're requesting the child support be set at $854 per month beginning October 1st, 2023. Are you in agreement with that amount?
Yes, ma'am. I believe he does like other, I'm not sure if he's bartending again. He had told me he's gonna get a second job, so I'm not sure if he has that job yet. But if that's what is being offered, then that's fine, ma'am.
All right, and are you requesting retroactive child support for the 3 children that we're adding to this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And after the 3 children were born, did you and Mr. Mendez live together at any point?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And when did y'all stop living together?
It was March of 2022.
Okay. And so are you requesting retroactive child support from the date from that time period up until now?
Yes, ma'am.
And in that time period, did Mr. Mendez ever send you any money directly to help support the 3 younger children?
Yes, ma'am.
And would he send you money through an app or would he give you cash?
It was through an app.
Okay. And how much did he send you since March of 2022?
It was
And are you in agreement to give him credit for that towards his back child support?
I don't want to, because that only includes the 3 children. It doesn't include the 3 oldest ones. So that's how much I would have had spent on my 3 oldest ones.
Okay. And so without any credit, we've calculated retroactive child support for your 3 youngest children at $4,066. Is that what you're requesting the court enter as the retroactive child support today? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat your answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And if the court grants that retroactive child support, are you in agreement with Mr. Mendez being ordered to pay that off at $100 per month beginning October 1st?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else you want the court to know about your case that I did not go over?
I know that he currently doesn't have a vehicle, and the vehicle that he does drive can't seat all the children. So I would want for him to have a vehicle that seats the kids before we move forward with the visitation after his CPS case is closed. So after I know he has a safe vehicle to drive my children, I just wanted to make that note.
Okay. And do you mean like appropriate car seats and things like
Correct.
that?
Yes, ma'am.
I will pass the witness. State calls the father, Mr. Mendez. Will you state your name?
My name is George Jorge Mendes.
And Mr. Mendez, did you hear all the terms that I read out in the very beginning of the hearing that you and Ms. Tobar had previously agreed to?
Yes, ma'am.
And as to those specific terms, are you still in agreement?
To some I'm not, but we'll contest them right now.
So specifically, any of the terms I read out in the beginning of the hearing, do you not agree to?
Yes, I don't agree with the medical. How much I have to spend for medical?
Okay, so let me
$250 a
just
month.
go through these terms again right quick to make sure you're still in agreement. And then we'll move into the contested issues. So we're requesting that Ms. Tobar keep the children enrolled in government insurance, and that your gross monthly income is $2,773.33 per month, and you do not have any other minor children. You do not have any child support, medical support, or dental support arrears as of September 13th, 2023. And we're not requesting any retroactive medical or dental support. And we are requesting to add the 3 younger children to the case. Those specific terms, are you still in agreement with?
Yes.
Okay. And has there been family violence in the last 2 years between you and Ms. Tobar?
No, ma'am. And I'd like to contest what she said about
Okay,
that.
so I'll ask you some specific questions so we can get into it
Okay.
a little further. So was there an incident earlier this year where you went to her residence to drop off the kids?
Yes. So what happened was I was supposed to drop them at 7 o'clock, in the evening. And when I got there at 7 o'clock, she wasn't there. So I told my children to call her, and she wouldn't pick up the phone. I was there about a little over an hour. She didn't get back to him till about 9:15, and I started recording the incident just so I could have evidence of what happened. So whenever I told her to call my children, I never stepped foot to her house. If anything, all I did was drop off the bags that I had with of clothes, shoes, and some food that I had bought the kids. But I never stepped in. My daughter did say that it was okay that I could leave, but I didn't want to leave the children by themselves. I told my children that as long as your mom is here, I could leave. So it got to a point where she called my daughter, and my daughter put her on speakerphone. She put me on speakerphone and she told me to leave, and that if I don't leave, that she's gonna call the police. And I told her that like I'm not leaving till you get here because I'm not gonna leave my children, by themselves. So whenever I said that, she says I better leave before I call the police, and I told her that I'm recording this right now. So that's when she hung up. So I got there at 7 o'clock. She didn't get back home about 9:15, and I guess she didn't want me to see her, get dropped off by her boyfriend. So whenever she got dropped off, I didn't scream at her. I never said anything to her. I did scream out to the boyfriend, basically just saying like, why didn't he get here, on time? If she knew that I had to drop him at 7 o'clock. Mind you, I live in Dallas, Texas. So from Buda, Texas to Dallas is about a 3 hours and 30-minute drive. And that's about it. As soon as she got there, I gave my baby to her. I never cussed at her. I never said anything to her. And I just left. And then it wasn't until she started texting me later on that she said that she put a restraining order on me, and I was just like wow,
Okay, and
so
have
that's
you
what
been
happened.
arrested for anything regarding that incident?
No, ma'am. And I also like to contest the other allegation that she said.
We'll get
So
into
this
that. I have a
person,
couple more
okay,
questions for you first.
sounds good.
Are there any current protective or restraining orders saying that you cannot be around Miss Tobar or the children right now?
No, ma'am, that I know of.
And does she have any against you where she can't be around you?
No,
Has there been any instances of physical violence in the past 2 years between you and Miss Tobar?
no, ma'am.
Okay. And that incident where you were dropping the children off at her house, did you, make any curses or anything at her boyfriend?
I never cursed. I just said, I just said something about like, what if she knew she had to be there at 7 o'clock, why was she there? So and she never told me she was at a store. She told me she was in an art show with him. So
And
that's what she was coming
has
from.
there been any physical violence between you and her boyfriend in the
No,
past?
I've met him, and I've shook hands with him. So no, I have no problems with him.
Okay. And is there a current CPS investigation going on between you and a minor child that is not one of these children?
I believe so. And how it started was it was an interaction with me with somebody I believe that was, that told me she was over the age. Once I started seeing that this person was unstable, I never met this person, I never contacted this person. I never knew this person's real name. I started seeing that this person was unstable. I completely, blocked this person and stop having any type of contact with this person. It wasn't until about maybe 2 months later, my children's mother, she contacted me about this, saying that this person had contacted her, saying that this person was under the age, but this person never made any type of police report, never made any type of police contact, never called anything.
Yes, opened a case against you.
Yes, my children's mother actually is the one person that called CPS about this situation. So this
Is
other
it still
person
an
never,
open case?
I believe so. So recently, my children's mother called me about 2 weeks ago, telling me that this, CPS had went to their house, that went to, my children's school as well, saying that they're ready to close this case. And then we were in good contact. We have been for a while. My children's mother understood that this person was lying about what happened, and then it wasn't until I started saying about hey, like, we're about to have this child support, court, saying that since I have to go see my children, since she doesn't come and drop them off to my house, I have to go see them all the time. I told her that I was going to ask the judge because of last time that maybe if they could put that in consideration, since I have to pay for gas, pay for
So,
hotels, pay for food, and then
did CPS put
this,
any safety plans in place to where you cannot have possession of these children?
no, ma'am. No, ma'am. And it wasn't until I said, I'm gonna ask the judge if they could put these in consideration, that my children's mother started making references about, retaliation, about if since I'm gonna say this, that she's gonna bring all this up,
Okay,
and
so I actually have a couple more questions about the CPS case.
yes, ma'am.
Have they contacted you and interviewed you about this issue?
Yes, they have.
Okay, and how old is the child in question?
This person told me she was 19 years old.
Do you know how old she really is?
I do not know how. I do
Senior.
not. I we She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know this person. I never met this person. We don't know who this person is. Cindy as well has never met this person. You know, Cindy has also seen that this person is mentally unstable.
And do you
Or
have any criminal charges relating to this?
no, I have no criminal charges. No, I don't.
And do you have any safety concerns with your address or your phone number being printed in the court order?
No, I don't.
And are you requesting to know Ms. Tobar's address and phone number?
I mean, I do know that sometimes my children's mother leaves my children by themselves at
So do
times.
you want her
So,
to be ordered to provide you her address and phone number?
yes, because she doesn't have no family members in Austin. She doesn't have no mothers, no sisters. So my children, if something happens, you know, by themselves, you know, there's nobody there for emergency related purposes.
Okay. And are you requesting to be a joint managing conservator of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think that you and Ms. Tobar can co-parent and make decisions for your children together?
We did for over a year. We have. She said that, yeah, it's true that sometimes she would never come out, you know, to see whenever I go pick the children, but we never had any problems. I would never contact her. I'll make sure I never contacted her. So
Are you requesting a standard possession schedule with the children to start immediately?
yes, ma'am.
And you live in DFW and the children live in Buda, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so are you requesting that the exchange location be at the HEB in Buda instead of the police station?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the state is requesting that you pay medical support of $250 per month beginning October 1st. Do you agree or disagree with that amount?
I mean, I disagree. You know, I believe Cindy's unemployed right now. So I mean, I think that's a big reason why she wants me to cover every cost. But I mean, I mean, that's a lot, you know, for me to cover for, you know. But I mean,
And
if
we're
that needs
also
to,
requesting that you pay child support of $854 per month beginning October 1st. Do you agree or disagree to that amount?
I mean, I have told her that, you know, that I needed also some costs, you know, for, you know, me having to travel to Buda. You know, I always, every time I do go, it's a minimum of close to $400, you know, they have to spend. So I was hoping, you know, the judge would grant me any type of, you know.
So when you do go see the children in Buda, how long is the drive for you?
Usually with traffic, it's about 3 hours and 45 minutes.
And are you spending one night or 2 nights in hotels down there?
I'm having to spend just one night because I'm spending about close to 160 to 180 just for one night, and I can't be there for 2 days because obviously that's about close to 240.
And do you have transportation right now down to Buda, or you have someone drive you? What's going on?
Usually my car right now is in the shop, but usually my mom, she's the one that, you know, a lot of times takes me because she does have a bigger car.
And so y'all go down there together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how much does the gas cost to get down there?
Usually about from to go and to come, it's about close to 120.
And does your mom let you use her car to go down there even if she wasn't going to come with you?
No.
Okay. And what kind of car do you have that is in the shop right now?
It's a 2014 Ford Fusion.
Okay. And does that have enough seats for all of the children?
No, it doesn't, ma'am.
And do you have the appropriate car seats for the children that do need those?
I do need those. Yes, I do.
Okay, so you don't have them yet.
No.
Okay. And would you be in agreement to do a phone call visit with the children each Friday night at 7 p.m.?
No, I don't. My children, every time I call them, if they are available, they always pick up, and we have never any problems with that. If they don't pick up, well then, you know, I just let it be, and you know. But no, every time I call my son, you know, or my daughter, they always pick up whenever they can, and they always let me have a video call with them, and they have never had no problems with that. So I don't know why Cindy's you know, having problems with that, because she knows that there's never been no problems with that.
Okay. And is it correct that you and Ms. Tobar stopped living together in March of 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
And since then, up until now, have you sent her any money to help support the 3 younger children?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you had to estimate what that money added up to in total, what would that be?
I'll say a little over $3,000.
And do you think that you should owe any retroactive child support to Ms. Tobar for those 3 children?
No, I don't.
Okay.
To me, I just find it, you know, kind of crazy that me and my children's mother were really good. And it wasn't until I brought up, it wasn't until I brought up, bringing that to the judge about me, hopefully not, having that, court a little bit reduced because I have to go see them, is when she started bringing up, like, I'm gonna bring this up, so yeah.
I'll pass the witness. The state is requesting that, since neither parent has access to private health insurance at a reasonable cost, that mother keep the children enrolled in government coverage, and that father pay medical support of $250 per month, and child support of $854 per month. We are requesting a ruling on the retroactive child support for the 3 younger children. We are also requesting that the father's child support arrears, medical support arrears, and dental support arrears judgments are $0. As of yesterday, he's current on those balances. And we're requesting a ruling on the conservatorship and the visitation, as well as family violence and non-disclosure.
The agreement of the parties is approved. There is no finding of family violence. The mother will be named as sole managing conservator. I don't believe these two people can really work together at this point. Maybe somewhere down the line, but not right now. Access will be per the published schedule, and the children will be exchanged at the HEB in Buda. Be government insurance for the children. Medical support is set at $250. In view of the distance between the parties and the monies necessary to be spent by the father, child support is set at $500 a month. Retroactive child support is $660, and that will be payable at $50 a month.
And Your Honor, I think Ms. Tobar had requested a non-disclosure.
Non-disclosure is denied.
And is there a ruling on her request for the phone call Friday night at 7 p.m.?
That likewise denied.
And just to confirm, the standard, Mr. Mendez has standard possession schedule to start once this order is signed.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. I think I have everything written down.
And good luck to y'all, and you're free to leave.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.